Okay. I don't know. Do you want me, should we go over every text? I think there's a couple things to keep in mind, okay? One, there's like 3 questions. I think there are 3 important questions we need to keep in mind here. And I understand that for you guys, they all have to be yes or they all have to be no. But the reality is there could be different answers for each of these. So the first question is are these that's question number 1. Probably one of the most important questions. Number 2 is this manipulative or reasonable? And then number 3 is, should it have been shared publicly? So it sounds to me like his approach is like uber traditional in how he wants his relationship to be set up, which is fine. I feel like at the end of the day, she could be like, yeah, I don't want to date this guy because he's like a little bit too controlling for me, which is totally fine. I just don't know why you would blow this up so much publicly. It seems so cringe. Like there's nothing here, at the very least, you'll be able to agree, nothing here is even remotely on the level of like, this needs to be exposed. All right, ready? Sharing this publicly now, because keeping it to myself was causing more damage to my mental health than sharing it ever could do. First red flag, why the would keeping something to yourself cause mental damage, okay? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, okay? So we're already off to a bad start. I don't know how keeping something to yourself is causing you mental damage, okay? But all right. Leaking texts from Jonah Hill. Plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are unstable, who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership, my boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. Okay. I don't know. Do you want me, should we go over every text? I think there's a couple things to keep in mind, okay? One, there's like 3 questions. I think there are 3 important questions we need to keep in mind here. And I understand that for you guys, they all have to be yes or they all have to be no. But the reality is there could be different answers for each of these. So the first question is are these abusive? That's question number 1. Probably one of the most important questions. Number 2 is this manipulative or reasonable? And then number 3 is, should it have been shared publicly? So when I look at these boundaries, so personally, surfing with men, I don't think you should care about that much.
Like that minimum.
I could see how some people might get irritated, but I don't know. Boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. Well, now for this, we really need more context on what he's talking about. What does boundaryless, inappropriate friendships mean? To model, I don't know what that means either. Is she just taking random sexy pictures and posting on Instagram, or is this like a job for her? To post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit. Personally, I think it's kind of weak. I don't know why you would care if somebody posts pictures of a bathing suit. To post sexual pictures, I mean, it depends on what he means by that. Does he mean just bikini pictures? Friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. So it sounds to me like his approach is like uber traditional in how he wants his relationship to be set up, which is fine. Personally, I mean, obviously, my wife is other dude, so I don't give a about any shit like this. It's cringe. But I don't think there's anything here that is completely wild. Also, I'm not going to be able to do this. I already know I'm not going to be able to get through this because there's so much dumb shit that people think. So I'll just address a couple really stupid points I keep bringing up over and over again. Destiny being a T-Set again. She has clothing sponsorships and is a pro surfer that has to promote her events. So number 1, surfers, from what I've seen, and believe it or not, I did watch a little bit of surfing a long time ago because I had a friend that was into it, and I got a brief interest after Johnny Tsunami. And somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. We can go and actually look, I guess. Should have done this before stream. My understanding is you don't actually generally like pro surf in bikinis. Am I wrong? Surfing contest women. Like, I know that these are going to be the stories But I'm pretty sure that when you're actually surfing professionally, people are saying wetsuit. I don't think you wear a full wetsuit.
Needle in the haystack.
But I think this is more often what you see. People acting like you, like, oh, well, no, she's a pro surfer, so she has to wear, like, her ass needs to be gobbling up the thinnest G-string. That's not probably true. I don't think that's true. Maybe there are some pro surf competitions and I just don't know any of them, which is also possible. I'm sure for like a lot of the sexy stories, you're getting stuff like this. But if you're like a quote unquote like pro surfer, like surfing professionally, I don't think they're generally wearing like bikinis, okay? Number one. So people that are like, oh, you, okay. Number two, when people say clothing sponsorships, I'm really curious what that was. Because I took a gander through her Instagram. She only has like 80,000 followers. Is she really like getting sponsors for clothes and stuff? Or are they just like sending her some free clothes and saying, take pictures of them and you can keep these for free? But yeah, I think those two arguments are dog shit arguments. But whatever. I guess like the biggest thing here is he laid these out, and it seems like he's saying that, you know, if you want to do this, be happy, that's fine. No hard feelings, but these are advantages for my relationship. Even if I think these restrictions are a little bit silly, but again, I'm literally in an open relationship. I think these are silly, but I mean, like, I don't know how. Oh, I was gonna ask that too. Will's kills. Oh, actually, we should just go look it up. No, you're absolutely right.
Why wins?
Sarah H. Brady, Instagram. Social Blade. Oh, and all of her captions are cringe as f now. Like if you click almost any of her pictures, hold on. Reviving a pic I took down by request of a narcissistic misogynist. Like, bro, really? Let's see. Social Blade user is this. Instagram. What? Wait, are you not allowed to look at other people's profiles anymore? I'm curious if you could see where, because somebody in chat just said she had like 13,000 followers before this all blew up. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm curious. Because if she really only had 13,000 followers, then I doubt even more that she had like all these sponsorships and she was like a pro model. I don't believe that. But okay. Yep. Like, kind of unbelievable that a man who sent me shit like this would be upset I didn't read his mind and take down pics of that once I was in a relationship with him. Okay, here's another thing. I argued with Far about this. I told her we're never talking about this on stream because I think I'm gonna get really nasty, okay? Again, I've heard this argument. He liked her sexy pics when he got together with her, so why would he ever want her to take them down? He should know that's who she is. The fact that if somebody thinks that this type of behavior is how somebody acts when they're single, and they see shit and they think it's hot and they DM you, but they would expect you to act differently in your relationship, that's not really that out of character. That's not even that weird. That's not even that crazy of a take. They're like, oh, I saw you posting some wild, crazy, sexy pics. I DM'd you because they were hot as f. But now that we're dating, I don't really want to, I hope you don't post it like that, right? That's not even that crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's dumb. Gaslight much? Even the person I love to share a bed with uses me and can't just be like, yeah, you were super nice. I hurt so badly, but I'm done apologizing. I was so lovely to you. Also, keep in mind, I don't know if I saw every single one of these. I don't know if we ever see a message from her, ever. Huge red flag. We're only ever seeing snippets of his text to her, unless there might be some message to her later on in these that I haven't seen. But it seems like for the most part, we only ever see his messages cut from who knows what conversation, and we never see how she's communicating with him. That's a huge red flag, but there might be some later on in this that I haven't seen yet. she being our couples therapist at the time. She had me agree to paddle away from any man that approached me in the water, no matter his age. I was instructed to say, I'm going to go talk to my boyfriend and then paddle away. That makes me want to go stab someone. Wow, who's this therapist? LOL. What? She was like enabling his possessiveness, isolation, and jealous. Wow. Here's another hot take I have. Oh, how do I'm not even going to try to thread the needle on this one. Hold on. Shit. Oh. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Oh, shit. My inner misogynist. I can feel it. I feel it coming out. Hold on. Okay. I think I'm... Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I almost hated women for a second there. I think that it is possible, men and women can do this, okay? Saved it. I think it's possible to weaponize therapists. Now, here's just something I'll say. It's a possibility, and none of us know. It's a possibility none of us know. It could be that the therapist is actually some insane woman that hates other women and is a huge pick-me and was just being abusive to this poor lady and was like, if any man goes up to you, you better swim away from him and go talk to his boyfriend. That could be the case. Or it could be the case that she has naturally a really flirty personality. I do. I understand what it feels like. Okay. She could have a naturally really flirty personality, and maybe she flirts with a lot of guys. And when Jonah expressed discomfort at this, the therapist said, well, hey, and Sarah was like, yeah, I can't help it. It's just something I do. Maybe the therapist was like, well, hey, listen, if a cute guy comes up to you and wants to chat, maybe to say like, hey, listen, like, I'm not interested, and like paddle away. And this is how she's phrasing it. Maybe, but we don't know. It's possible. Who knows? But we don't know one way or another. Okay. But I will say we're getting her summary of the therapist where she's bitching to her friend about her relationship. So it's a little bit like suspect, okay? We don't know 100% what's actually going on here, okay? Just okay, but true. It happens.
I know, it definitely happens. There are a lot of therapists that practice in a really unethical way.
Oh, man. Oh, I didn't even know. I guess that's possible, too. A therapist could be unethical. But I do feel like I've interfaced... Listen, a lot of girls I talk to go to therapy, okay? Wait, do you have a therapist?
I developed a lot of the programs for talk therapists, so I can't handle it. I have a master's in interpersonal psychology.
Oh, true. Oh, cool. Nice.
It annoys me too much.
That's why we communicate so well. Nice
Yeah.
job. Okay.
Well, yeah. A lot of therapists do fall really hard for pop psychology because a lot of, they're human too.
Sure.
So they fall into it, believing that it's okay, and people fall for it, and then they go to their therapist, and that's why they're...
You're gonna love this. Trust me.
Unable to believe that they can do certain things without it harming others because it doesn't harm them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like ignoring the fact that some therapists can just be dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like also there's a thing where it's a really hard line to skirt, but I feel like when you're a therapist and you're talking to a patient,
Right.
you don't want to shit on the patient.
Right, and the other person's point of view is not present.
Yeah. But I feel like as a therapist, you do have some obligation to you can't just stand your client.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, you're so right, that person's probably really abusive, you need to blow up, because you don't have both sides of the story. And sometimes I think that people come out of therapy just reinforcing their own deranged thoughts. And then they weaponize what their therapist says. The worst, I'll say this. This is a super red flag for a relationship. If you're ever in a relationship and your partner is using their therapist to attack you, that's the worst. Well, my therapist said you're abusive.
And it does happen, but it shouldn't. It's definitely unprofessional for any therapist to say I'm on your side or that person's 100% wrong.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
Mm-hmm.
It is not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to give your client or your patient any do this, do that, other than you need to think about this. You need to think about the ramifications of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Because, at the end of the day, they need to come to those conclusions on their own.
Yeah.
Especially in family therapy, or if somebody's talking about their relationship, telling them that their partner is horrible, or that they are wrong, or that they're judging you is only going to end up reinforcing those negative habits that they have and
Yeah.
being treated for in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Although, and then I'll qualify, there are probably some times where somebody is being abused and they don't
Right.
realize it at some point. But yeah.
You give them the advice hey, you should maybe contact this hotline, or these are some resources.
Mm-hmm.
But even telling somebody who's in an abusive relationship to leave doesn't work out 9 times out of 10 because
Sure.
the person who's in an abusive relationship can't always just up and leave.
True. Anyway, so this is a conversation between her and her friend. She was like enabling his possessiveness, isolation, and jealous. Yes. That must have made you feel crazy having a licensed professional tell you to not talk to other men to keep your boyfriend from not acting like a baby. She instructed us to come up with a safe word for when Jonah was yelling at me. That is some it was pineapple. Okay. Again, there's literally nothing wrong with this. Me and Melina have this to where, like, if one of us is too heated, there's like, listen, just tell the other partner this conversation is like out of control. Say something, chill out, reconvene, you know, like an hour later. There's literally nothing wrong with having a word where it's like, listen, it could be a safe word, it could be a phrase, but whatever, where it's like, listen, that we're both heated right now. Like, obviously we love each other. Can we like come back in 2 hours and have this conversation? There's nothing on its face. There's nothing wrong with this, for having like this type of strategy for conflict resolution. Icky to see how I took blame for him. Oh, there are some DMs from her to him. Sorry I said that. I had a couple beers and I'm just upset, feeling like we can't do surf social things without an uncomfortable situation arising that usually feels like my fault somehow. I feel you pull away and then the feeling of being defective creeps in. I think I'm not socially intelligent enough to meet your needs as a partner, and then I get frustrated and angry at myself and just want you to rip the band-aid off if I'm not good enough for you. In moments of conflict, my brain thinks you want to dump me because I'm not good enough for you and you're the GOAT and you can do better and you will immediately once you end things with me. You're right, we can't do surf social things or develop trust until you consider me and make decisions that give regard to our... Again, if you're being fair and honest, it's hard to read, like, you just need more context for some of these statements. Like, you could read her statement here as being incredibly manipulative. So when she's saying that, like, oh, well, I had beers and that's the only reason why, and then she's like trying to gaslight him in terms of like, well, I think you're going to leave me, blah, blah, or not gaslight, but like manipulate him that way. Or it could also be that she's actually genuinely been worn down by somebody that's like being really, I won't say abusive or manipulative, but somebody's being an asshole where she feels like it's her fault all the time and it's her problem. And he's always like shitting on her. And she's like, I don't think I'm good enough. He's like, right. It literally could be, it could be either way. But I don't have enough context to know, right? This could be her being horrible, it could be him being horrible, or it could just be a talk in a relationship. You literally have no idea. It's hard when we only have like a few messages to evaluate, but... How long ago did this breakup happen? It looks like a few years ago. Why release it now? Somebody said, did she just get pregnant? Jonah Hill's girlfriend? I don't know why she's releasing it now, but this is 2 years later, so who knows? Her social blade. Oh, so she did have 72,000 followers beforehand. Okay, so it wasn't just like nothing. Of course, Destiny has to defend Jonah Hill in this situation. I will start coming a mile away. You're perma banned. Don't ever email me to come back. If you think it's me defending Jonah Hill, you should probably yourself. Number one, boyfriend. Literally just say hello and leave the convo. I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth. Oh, so literally both of them think the therapist. Okay, well in that case, it might actually be a good therapist. Maybe. If both of them think the therapist is saying things they don't want to hear, then the therapist is trying... I mean, realistically, the therapist should probably be making both of them feel... Not like the therapist hates them, but... So apparently both of them think the therapist is doing mean things or whatever, but might be two different therapists. It could be two different therapists as well. They could have a couples counselor and they could have her individual therapist. It's possible, yeah. Separate therapists, you... I'll unpermaban you when you show me proof that you know for a fact they're separate therapists. You have no idea. It could have been a single therapist turned into a couples therapist. It could be a couple therapist that one person sees more than the other, or it could have been a couples therapist that she found in here for. You have no idea. Call me a we don't have any information on this. You're right. We can't do surf social things or develop. Oh, this was in response to the last message. I don't know why we're getting this so much later, but. You're right. We can't do surf social things or develop trust until you consider me and make decisions to give regard to a relationship. I've been vulnerable as possible, and I'm telling you I'm needing you to step to the plate, which you can, I'm sure of it. But these losers don't get your time if you want me. Straight up, it's consideration. I respect your love of surfing, but I respect myself as well. And your love of surfing and being in those situations and lack of awareness are not mutually exclusive. This isn't me. I have my own issues that I own. If you want marriage and family, you can't use the 25 card. Step up and cut shit. These people don't get your time or your kindness at the sacrifice of minds. Something that I wonder here is I wonder if he's referring to like specific situations, like have things come up that have made him feel bad, or is he just like doesn't like her doing any of this at all? Again, need more context. Hard to say otherwise, but by these people, he meant any friends of mine that he hadn't personally approved of. Okay. Wait, how old is Jonah Hill? He's 39. She's 25. I wonder if were they like trying for a family or something, or oh no, he would have been 37 and she would have been 25. When he says you can't use the 25 card, I wonder what he's referring to there. If they've had a fight where she's like, I'm only 25. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? You make me sick. That makes me feel like you're testing me to see if you should keep me around or dump me because there's something wrong with me. Like I'm a nerdy, dorky, unaware, naive idiot socially. I hear you. Those are your words, not mine. Okay. This is a warning to all girls. If your partner is talking to you like this, make an exit plan. Good start. You don't seem to get it, but it's not my place to teach you. I made my boundaries clear. You refuse to let go of some of them, and you've made that clear, and I hope it makes you happy. Okay. Why did that Sarky dude get banned? Because I said I was going to be banning a lot of people for this. That's why. Respect however you want to live your life. You only get one. Sort of done with explaining myself. 3, remove, not the video yet. It is my best surfing video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different? Any more specific ones that bother you? Yeah, one that isn't of your ass in a thong. Not a thong, but K. As far as other pictures, you in a bathing suit, surfing or not. Not a thong, okay, I'm done. There's tons I was going back the past month. He seems like he really doesn't want his girlfriend. Dating a surfer girl and then getting really upset about her being in a bikini is just really... But I also don't know why she's dating him either, but... I'm so curious what the combos in the beginning of their relationship looked like. I'm just over-explaining myself. Screenshots of surf pics on my Insta feed. I wonder why she edited this out. It's just constant and doesn't reflect where we're at or where you say you want to be. I respect your skill in your surfing. I respect how you want to present yourself. I respect that you're hot and beautiful, and I respect however you want to live, but I also respect myself and what I'm interested in my own life and what I let into my heart and inner circle. So celebrate yourself and your life however you please and shine bright, but I don't want to have to deal something. I don't understand. Like, if this is how he feels, then you should just say like, hey, okay, cool, like we're probably just not compatible. And then you're done. Like, how easy is that? It's super sus to hide the pictures when she proudly puts back picture narcissist wants me to take down. Yeah, I'm really curious what the picture was. I wonder if it was a picture. I wonder if the picture was kind of... I did this all in the name of protecting him from crippling anxiety. Understood. I don't need or want surfing with men without you there unless they are trusted close friends. Boundaryless inappropriate friendships with men to model. To post pictures of myself in a bathing suit for the next year unless it's tasteful. Photo you pre-approved. To post sexual pictures, friendships with unstable... Like, she's agreeing to all of his boundaries here. Why would she do this? Why not just say, like, okay, listen, I don't want to do this relationship. Why would she agree? Why would she agree to this? Take some accountability and operate with respect. It's that simple. Be worthy of being a wife. I'm just kidding. Because I'm tired of your attitude towards surf culture, that contest, and that place, because I deserve respect, period. I've been more than patient, and then shit like this is still here. That contest, that place, not respecting me always in every situation within surf culture, or you don't get it, and you don't get me. It's hurtful and unacceptable. Get it? I don't know if you get it or care or give a shit about that shit more than me, even after Dr. Stern has said it loud and clear. Dr. Stern is a couples therapist we were seeing once a week for about 4 months. Okay, so probably different than her therapist, I'm guessing. I agree to everything you said, except I'm not comfortable with you posting. Let me know. We'll respect you either way, but those are my boundaries. Thanks. I'd love to know before the premiere, so I'm not put in the position of publicly flaunting our love if my boundaries are going to be blah, blah, blah. That would be hurtful and triggering to me. Dump him. I would not date any of these people. People who value their internet presence over their relationship is not where I am in life, and it's fine. That's where you're at life. Wish you the best with it. Please stop sending me this stuff. Thanks. Life will present real problems. These are unnecessary ones. Like, if we want to say that some of the boundaries are unreasonable, I guess, although it's hard to say, it's hard to say like what an unreasonable boundary is if they're presented as is, and it's like, listen, like, here's a boundary, take it or leave it, because it's not like he's like forcing her to stay in the relationship. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, she could be like, yeah, I don't want to date this guy because he's like a little bit too controlling for me, which is totally fine. I just don't know why you would blow this up so much publicly. It seems so cringe. Like, there's nothing here, at the very least, you'll be able to agree, nothing here is even remotely on the level of like, this needs to be exposed.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.